American Cornhole Organization. Yeah, it's a real thing since 2005. Find out how to play, where to play, and compete nationwide. Scan now to join the ACO family at AmericanCornhole.com. The ACO. We are Cornhole.
Hi, I'm Rich Pyle, the host of Hole Nation, where we share everything this cornhole and a lot more. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and catch our new videos every Wednesday at 7. And remember, whether it's sticky or slick side down, bring it.
Hey, what do you say, Holeheads? Welcome to Taco Tuesday, built
man.
MelFORD tough.
MelFORD tough,
How about
baby.
that? Finn the Loudmouth for the ACO, side by side with Frank Geers, the Cornhole Dude, back from, where were you, in Cuba? Where were you?
I don't know. I went to a nice place, but it wasn't as good as MelFORD, Oregon. I mean, I totally have missed out there a couple times.
Yeah, you were at
recently.
a convention, right?
I was at a convention in Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay.
Little San Juan.
I was to say, I thought he got taken to
Can I open
Guantanamo
my
Bay.
beer?
Oh, I'm sorry. Cheers.
Yeah, thanks.
Cheers. My bad.
To
But
MelFORD, Oregon, baby.
to those of you in Medford, if you're wondering where Frank was, he's been very, very good to spread the love and send lots of team members out so that you can see firsthand what he fell in love with when he went to Medford, Oregon, and why the Worlds will be there in 2027. If you were there, you know. If you weren't there, you'll
better
figure
get
it
there
out.
to know,
You
man.
got plenty of time to get there with the upcoming majors, but trust us when we show you and tell you all about what happened this past weekend and how cool it was, and a totally different vibe than when I was there in the fall with 9 feet of snow here this time, pushed off to the side. They handled it like nobody's business, but it was a hoot because, you know, we went up to Crater Lake and it was, you know, hot and sunny and everything else, and then to get to see the whole landscape again. Well, we'll get to it here.
Dude, that's a spot
Yeah.
I haven't been to yet. I can't wait to get to Crater Lake. And you
Yeah.
haven't been to the coast,
No,
have you?
you did. You ran up and
So
down
we
the
did the
coast. I know,
exact
yeah.
opposite, man.
Oh, we did the opposite of the thing.
There's so much to do out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a ton still left to do. DJ, welcome aboard. Caleb, let's go. Kentucky Corn Slingers. Dustin Henson, let's go. AP Snyder, let's go. Medford was awesome, says Dustin. That's awesome. Well, we're glad you feel that way because we couldn't agree more. Hey, before we get any further into this here from the ACO Underground, shout out to those of you who know many, I would say 80% of the ACO family know the businessman, Randall Garrison. He is currently, I believe, recovering from a broken foot surgery. So we got a photo and said, hey, throw a little bit of positive vibes out that way to the Garrison crew. And that's exactly what we're doing. Randall be back up and pitching in no time, I feel certain. We haven't seen a lot of him here in the last year or so, but that must be I
can see Randall pitching in a boot.
He's doing, oh yeah. Well, we've seen it done before. We've seen people continue to pitch in the boot when they didn't even need the boot. But I would tell you, the businessman has got to be up to something because you don't just pull back the way that he did, and he's kind of stealthily checking things out. So, Randall, good luck on your recovery. Godspeed there, brother. Also, happy 60th birthday to the Wiz, John Wizard. And I don't know if I said your name right, but it's sort of tradition that we don't. Our man in the UK, one of many of the players that are part of the goings-on in Tamworth, which I've learned how to say properly now, just outside of Birmingham, which I always knew how to say properly.
I have no idea how to say that yet.
You got
Let me try it once. Birmingham.
No.
Birmingham. I don't even know. Yeah, see, I'm sorry. I'm done.
Birmingham. Like, let's just say you had a delicious serving of Birmingham, and you were saying, yeah, Birmingham. Birmingham. Yeah.
Okay, I got
it. So there you go. And Tamworth, it's not Tamworth, it's Tamworth. I learned that out. And then there is a term that those who are well-versed with one another, they're used for each other, but I'm not going to use that because I haven't gotten to know anybody from there yet, so I don't want to ultimately pretend that I am more familiar than I am. Looking forward to that, though, when we get to see you in the UK. Speaking of getting outside the borders of the United States, just a reminder of this. There's a lot. This has been in the news a lot here lately. Can't wait to get there.
Around here, light can bring out the best in you. It can make you believe you'll find the buried treasure. tempt you to bet on yourself. Convince you there's room for one more bite. And beg you to stay out way past your bedtime. Don't say we didn't warn you. Come find your island, Prince Edward Island.
Cannot wait to get to PEI, Prince Edward Island, just north of Nova Scotia, end of September, and then again next year. Both majors is part of season 21 at Prince Edward Island. Cannot wait. More details on that when we have them to provide to you. But and then, as we mentioned, Birmingham. Say it.
Birmingham.
Hey, you're getting there. You're getting there. The Wiz and a host of others. Daniel Lilly and Liam will be there. I know a host of those from
UKCL man will be there. So it's going to be good.
Everybody in from the UK. We got players coming in from Scotland. I think we've got a couple of players in from Ireland. Hopefully throughout Europe will come in and be a part of this. March 8th and 9th. It's so funny because somebody asked me the other day. They said, "Well, where is Birmingham?" And I'm like, it's southeast of London. I was like, I'm an expert. It's southeast of London. And then I looked at the map and I'm like, did they move London? I thought London used to be up here. It's here.
Like here.
And Birmingham's up here. I had them swapped. I had them switched. So I totally screwed that up. It's still the mid-country.
I thought it was more northeast, but you're saying it's like west.
No, it's northwest.
Okay.
Well, if you're looking at if this is London, it's here.
Okay, I was putting it over here, but you were putting it down here.
I was putting London here, and look, I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter. Let's get over to the UK and figure it out, man.
Bottom line, mate, I apologize. Book my travel. Can't wait to get there. Going to spend a little time on the southern coast as well. A big birthday week in March. Looking forward to that. So we will have the States locked down in Tulsa. We will have UK locked down in Birmingham. At Tamith, we're looking forward to that. Appreciate the help on that one. The Wizard. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Oh, and then AT Klinger says, don't forget. Oh, wait a minute. Stacy Creasy, PEI, oysters on the half shell, the best.
Boom.
You're going to have to teach me that because I'll tell you that's the one thing I've never been able to get next to. And I think if I just closed my eyes and did it, I could do it. But I'm all in for trying to figure out the oyster craze. AT Klinger says 12 days until cornhole goes offshore.
Ashley, I am drinking an Ultra. I drank the fridge out of Bud Light, so we're on the Ultra. That's all I had left.
Yes, and I am drinking a mystery beverage.
Ooh, I like that. What does it say on your cup there? Oh, mystery. It's a question mark.
It's a question
mark.
mark. If you would like to sponsor my beverage, you certainly can. I would be more than happy to replace that question mark with a logo. Craig Smith says he's got his tickets for Tamith. Ha! Got it. So, yeah, they did not move London. I just happened to move Birmingham out into the ocean. So I apologize. So we got it figured out now. But check it out. Tickets are on sale again. www.acoeurope.net is where you can find all the information that you need. Daniel Lilly, those guys. Last week we showed the walkthrough video of the facility, awesome. How cool this facility is going to be there in Tamith, and can't wait to get there. Bag partners, as you see, four bag partners newly displayed up in front here. Appreciate all of you guys for being a big part of it. Something else that's and you can see scrolling along the bottom, as always, all of our bag partners here for the ACO stamped and approved season 20. Something that I mentioned for the last couple of weeks, and it's going to be implemented this week. It is a brand new Facebook page, and it's going to be the season 20, and it will subsequently be 21, 22, 20. It's going to be a players page. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, I don't understand what that means. The Facebook page is really meant to be an overarching cornhole universe sort of appeal so that anybody and everybody can come in, learn about the ACO, get the big overarching cornhole news from the ACO. And sometimes we put so much traffic on because there's so much to talk about that it pushes things that would be very important for somebody to see way down in the feed.
I mean, like that page is going to tell me that, we landed a deal in Canada. We're going to be there for the next 3 years. That's what's going to be out there, right? Main big stuff.
And we've been putting regionals and creating events and everything, and then we hide them from the page, but they still pop up in your feed because they are events. But we're also, I feel like here's a good example. Like Whole Nation, they put up all these great interviews and all these different things, but then we may put up something else with results or streaming or this or that or the other, and then all of a sudden that gets pushed down out of the feed and you might not see it. So what this players page is intended to do is separate the business. The players page is for you as a player, somebody who's interested in the actual nuts and bolts of the season and what we're up to get all of your updates. I mean, I'm looking at a list. I'm just going to run this down, see if I can do it quickly, of the content that we are trying to handle just on the one page. New event announcements, as we talked about, save the date graphics, upcoming majors, player spotlights, major champions, results, standings graphics, Taco podcast, the full live stream. That's going to be moving to YouTube eventually. Tournament live streams, tournament recaps, and edited clips, save the date graphics, as I mentioned, tournament highlights, and social reels. A whole other ball of wax right there. Holiday, seasonal greetings, current events, well, all that stuff. Last chance for registration, Sunday night deadline, that kind of thing. Player roll calls, Pro Series court assignments, last-minute tournament schedule changes for majors in the world. And there's like 6 other things. That's a lot for
all
one
the way
page.
down to whole nation stuff.
Yeah,
right?
well, that's what I was saying. In the whole nation, I feel
just,
like sometimes they put up this great piece, and then I look back and it's gone. It's like, where did it go? So the member page, the seasonal player page, is going to move quite a few of these things. And we'll put up promotionally some announcements so you know where to find everything. So your roll calls, whole nation features, perhaps a link to the taco, and different things like that. We're going to put on this players page so that you know where to find stuff that is integral to your interest in the season itself. And the main Facebook page will be mainly just tightened down to big picture cornhole news and celebration of champions and that sort of thing. That is all going to go into play beginning this week. So you will start looking for your roll calls on this player page and that sort of thing. This is probably coming as news.
So how's the invitation going out for this? I mean, how are
well,
people?
Well, we're gonna put it out, everything out in an e-blast. So you'll get it in an e-blast to show you the 2 different links. This is probably coming as somewhat of a surprise to people who I did not send the email to yet that we're doing this, like April and some others. But trust me, it's going to be a much more streamlined, easy to deal with system. I promise you. And if it isn't, we'll fix it. But I think it's going to be. So know that that's coming. It's going to start this week. We wanted to do it on a week when we didn't have a major so that we had a couple of extra days to answer questions or tweak or do or whatever, fine tune.
Perfect.
That's the plan. The rest of the social media is where it is supposed to be. You know what to do. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, do that. Hit the bell, all that. Get it up on your smart TV. We're going to be moving streaming for the majors onto YouTube as well. Get it off of Facebook and move it straight to YouTube. We're going to get that going as well. You want to be involved in receiving push texts, text ACO to 833-695-1318, 833-695-1318. You will then be opted in on your mobile number, and that way you can receive text messages that we feel you need to know immediately. And a lot more of those are going to be coming as we get toward the end of the season, but not so many where you're like, ay, why did I sign up for this? You can share this episode if you like. We've had a lot of great shares from our certified official directors over the last few weeks, which leads me to the regional rewind. And this has been great. Last week, we had just a ton, while you were out, a ton of shares and a ton of regional rewind folks that we wanted to pay attention to and give a little bit of love to, and we're going to do that again.
And these people that are sharing have the chance to win the prize, right?
Yeah, win a set of bags.
That's pretty cool.
Stamped and approved bags. DJ Skipworth won our first couple sets in the week 1, and he shared a bunch. But this past week, we went through all of the different regionals that were submitted, and we're going to spin the wheel here again according to the number. Each share basically amounts to
a
chance on the wheel. So we'll get to that here in a moment. But let's talk a little bit about those who shared with us from this past week and a couple that missed the deadline from the week before. 501 Cornhole, and you saw this slideshow at the beginning of the taco. Phil Wynn out of Cabot, Arkansas. They ran singles, women's, and the blind draw. ACO Parkersburg, West Virginia, the Mountain State Cornhole folks, run by Ted Dillon out of Parkersburg. A little info on the regional. They said they hosted 5 of the top 7 players in Ohio. How about that? 1, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Hosted the current number 1 player in West Virginia. Jeff Dillon, who was 14 years old, won his first match in a World Singles game this past weekend. I'm jealous. He is slowly improving. I am not. Austin Basom played his first ACO tournament. He's a junior, and they say could be a very
takeover, man.
strong.
We keep talking about that. It's all coming.
I'm telling you what.
We're all getting booted out.
I'm still waiting to figure out. We ought to run a thing. What do you think is going to be the next shot invented? We've seen the cut shots and the roll bags and some of these others, and the reverse cuts and whatnot. But what will be the next shot invented, and where? What division will it come from? Blueprint Cornhole Bags, Amber Daniels out of E-Town, Kentucky. They ran singles and doubles in a regional. Clear Creek Cornhole Magnum. They had some kick-ass trophies, too.
I love their trophies, man. Magnum, nice job, bro.
Kansas City out of KC. It's the nicest thing I'm going to have to say about Kansas City for a couple of weeks. Boop, mister. Eastern Kentucky Old Timers, 11.
Go Eagles.
Harold Auxier, Jr. My man Harold, Prestonburg, Kentucky. At the Jen Wiley State Resort Park, they had singles. Braden Easterling came out on top there over Zach Keir, and doubles. Zach and Braden took that one as well. Jersey County Cornhole, Brian Jones and Mia Ray, week in and week out, hosting the good stuff out of Mount Olive, Illinois. Kentucky Corn Slingers, DJ Let's Go, nicely done. Central City, Kentucky. The airmail prize is now up to $2,341. I think he said. Yeah, how about this? And Mars Yard ACO. I love they took the Kiss Army logo for their logo, and I love that they took that. They had 26 doubles teams and 57 singles players. Dennis Mars in Lansing, Michigan, and Outlaw Cornhole. Again, congratulations on running a great regional. Kevin Thomason, he is the CO, and he's the West Virginia State Ambassador. They ran singles and they ran doubles. Logan Collins came out on top in singles. Kevin Thompson and Johnny Wilson in doubles. So congratulations. Thanks to all of you for being part of that regional rewind. We want to tip our hat to our certified official directors, and we're going to give you now a chance to win a set of bags as well if you shared last week's taco. We're going to hold off. What do we got here?
Oh, we got a couple people chiming in here. Thanks,
okay.
Nathan, for tuning in. Craig Irvin is in the house. He was just out there in Medford. We'll talk about it a little bit later, Finn, but Brock talks about seeing that singles is sold out in Clarksville. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But, hey, guys and girls, if you want to play in a tournament this year with the ACO, get your tickets in advance. All we say, and we said this before, get your singles ticket.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where there is the incentive to win bags if you're one of the first 100 to sign up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So we've incentivized you to do that, and I think nothing incentivizes you to do that more than the word sold out. And, ultimately when we can get to a larger venue, we'll get to a larger venue, but we don't say get them early just for our health. And I was thinking about this today. I'm like, when AC/DC comes to town, 2 weeks before the show, I'm going to reach out to Brian Johnson and go, hey, you got any more tickets you can sell me? Guess what he's going to say? I don't. I don't.
Not going to happen.
He's going to say, I don't, mate. And that's what it'll sound like, I think. All right, so we got everybody who shared last week's taco in here. Every share is your chance on the wheel. We're going to spin it up. We're going to shuffle it up. And that's where we're shuffle. Okay, so let's shuffle it.
It's good spinning.
4 or 5 times. And
Look at it closely.
We'll get this thing spinning.
Closely.
Each time that it shuffles, it changes everything around. And there we go. I meant to blow on it and get it going. And I'm looking at the monitor, and it is... Hi, Kim Jackson. Wow. I'll tell you what, this has been a pretty good week for the Jackson family. And Kim Jackson, congratulations. Now, do we know how many times she shared it? How many? 70 shares?
70 shares?
She had
dogs in her.
Well, yeah.
Yes, may the odds
we
be...
had, like 300 shares, and she was had a 1 in 3 chance of winning
may
almost.
the odds be ever in your favor. That's how you do that. Did I see? I think I saw Harold was on there a bunch. His name was on there a bunch of time. William Irvine.
Well, a good thing, Finn, is you can share this after the fact, too. You don't have to share it during the live. I mean, go out and share it, man. Just share it, man.
Skip, DJ, Skip worked. And Schaefer, I saw Schaefer's name on there, I think. A couple of them. But, well, I tell you what, if you get 70 chances, your shot's pretty good. You have 1 in 3 chance to win. So congratulations to Kim Jackson. Chad and Kim's Excellent Cornhole Adventure is coming up. I know they don't use the word excellent, but I do. I love it. That's coming up here, so stay tuned for that here in just a moment. Don't forget, if you are going to be part of the Regional Rewind, you need to share your information and make sure you're sharing what is being asked for. If you have cool little extra stories about it, that's great. But just really get that nuts and bolts in there so that we can make sure we give you the love that you should get. And we appreciate you. The cruise ship regional is coming. AT Klinger is going to be running point on that out on a cruise ship. I can't wait to see those pictures. Or maybe I can. I'm not quite sure. I can only imagine what he's going to look like. Okay, now that we've done that, all right, I lost my place. Now I found it. Monster Cornhole. This is something that kind of came out of the brain pan right here with the core crew about how do we get this sport more accessible than we've already tried to make it to anybody and everybody that wants to come in and really find the perfect entryway into cornhole at any level, ACO or otherwise, but it's tied to the ACO, obviously. Talk a little bit about where it's been over the last 3 weeks, where you've been seeing it going, and what kind of feedback you've been getting.
Well, it's cool. I mean, it's something that Eric and LaBelle and I have been kind of brainstorming over years. I mean, we just sitting in the bar, or sitting in the truck, or whatever. We've been talking about this, and what we love about this is that it brings anybody and everybody. You don't have to be affiliated with the ACO, right? Whether you're a director or a player, you don't have to have a membership. You don't have to be involved with us. Although we would love to have you involved, you don't have to be involved. And what's cool, Finn, is we just kicked this off 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. There's already 1,200 players that have points in this system already. There's over like 60, I think, directors already running, and they're not running monster events. They're running their own events that they just decide that they want to make it a monster as well. So you run your own blind draw tournament, and you can make that a monster for as little as $10. But what's awesome about it, Finn, is there's 750 players that are going to win killer prizes.
Love it.
One of the top prizes is a trip to the World Championships in Tulsa, Oklahoma, man.
Love it.
It's like a $2,000, $2,500 package. But this week, we're celebrating the top 10 players in the first week of February.
Okay.
But we got to tell me right now, we had the Monster of the Month in January.
Yep.
Who might that be, baby?
That would be Michael Gobin out of Kentucky, right out of the chute.
Michael.
And you see him there at the top of the list on your top 10. I mean, there's some big names in there.
Congratulations, dude.
I see Hoppy's in there. He's in at number 3 already.
It's a great...
Caleb Hurt's in there at number 7.
It's a great program, dude.
It's great, and it's a lot of fun because it takes your event and makes it even bigger. And again, I've had a ton of friends ask me, and I know you do this cornhole thing. They don't exactly understand what I do, and then when I tell them, they still don't understand. But the bottom line is, like, I want to get in. Well, this is the perfect way to go do that. Skill level, shoulder to shoulder, a lot of fun. And so, Monster Cornhole, congratulations again, Michael Gobin being the Monster of the Month right out of the chute. So you can see it based on those numbers that you just gave. Obviously, it's catching on like wildfire. Love it. I love the logo. It's funny too that. I see that logo, and I saw, was it Richard Jones who posted
with the tailgater jersey?
Of his tailgater jersey. Yep. It's 1 of 1 right now. That's a badass jersey from
is
the
a killer
Owensboro
jersey,
Super
man.
Major. That's very
Super
cool.
Major, Super Tailgater, right?
Super Tailgater, yep. I can only imagine how cool stuff with this branding will ultimately be on it as well. A couple of other comments. Who's checking in? Craig Irvin says, I missed the T-shirts.
Yeah, we're gonna bring back something with the T-shirts next season. Not this year, but next year we're gonna bring back maybe not every major, but some majors.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
think, man.
Nigel Walton says Kiwi in the house. Kia ora from Middle Earth, New Zealand. That's my next thing. I'm saving up and I'm coming to New Zealand and Australia. So start warning local officials because I'm coming over and I'm going to stay probably a month because that's to make it worth the trip and to be able to acclimate myself and to see anything and everything because I'm probably only going to be able to do it once because I'm almost 40. So I'm getting up there.
Is that true?
No.
You're lying.
Not even close.
You're closer to 59.
I think I'm almost closer to 80 than I am to 40. But anyway, so yeah, but glad to have the Kiwis, the Brits, the Irish, the Scots, anybody and everybody, Canadians, the Chinese, the Indians, the folks from India that are coming. I don't think I've ever seen anybody as excited,
I am so excited
to come in for anything.
Next week, we're going to feature some of those players. We're going to show some of their video. We're going to show some of the pictures of the players. We got 13 players coming from ACO India over here this year for the Tulsa World Championships.
I love it. So we'll continue to figure out ways to make that experience even more special for them. Maybe they'll each decide to purchase a cookbook. That's the universal language. Food. How about the Fox Chapel Publishing ACO Cornhole Cookbook? And I say ACO Cornhole, it's the Fox Chapel Cornhole Cookbook. But we got to collaborate with them with the Cornhole Dude.
I want to know if you happen to be a player tuning into the show or getting ready to tune in the show. Let us know if you submitted a recipe for the book. I want to hear from some of those players, like A.T. Klinger, I think, got in that recipe in there. Margaret Barrett, I believe, got a recipe in there.
Yep.
Who were some of the other people?
Ken Geers was in there.
Ken Geers was in there.
I know who wasn't in there. Sonia Geers was not
Jared
in
Nash,
there.
I think, from 724 was in the cookbook. But hey, if you got left out, pay attention in the future, man. That cookbook is going to be around for a long time, and we're going to look for some fresh recipes in the future.
Multiple editions will be released over the years.
Good.
But the pre-order is available and pinned to the top of the ACO main Facebook page. That's pinned up there if you want to go in there. You click on that, and you can pre-order. And I think $15 you get. We've talked about that.
Yeah,
get
but
as
it's
many
cool,
as
man.
Jeremy says you got to. What's the name of the monster for Monster Cornhole?
That's
name
going to be a contest for us.
Oh,
we're
good
gonna.
Lord.
I think we need to have the contest.
Do we have to have a contest about?
Well, let's just call it
everything?
Finn.
No. We are.
Get your entries to talk.
Submit your entries to taco at AmericanCornhole.com.
I like Finn. I'm pushing for Finn right now.
We already have one monstrous non-entity.
Hey, you
named
used to
Finn.
be on the FM station, right? So FN, Finn Monster, man.
No.
Yes,
I
Finn.
actually like
Finn.
Jeremy's idea,
It's gonna be-
Cornelius.
Cornelius.
I think that's actually a pretty good name right out the chute.
That's the name of the dog.
Oh.
Sonia named the dog.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, Cornelius.
Well, that dog is long gone.
It's right over there up top. Don't
It
even
is
talk.
not.
Yeah, it
Where
is.
is
It's in the other room. I'll show you.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Anyway, bottom line
It's
is,
a good name,
if you got a name, taco at AmericanCornhole.com. Let's talk about this past weekend. LaBelle was out there. The Candlers, Tina and Aaron were out there. And Aaron, I've still got to go back and listen. First time on the mic calling the action.
Yeah.
And once we finally turned down the Metallica behind him and I could hear him, it sounded like he had a good time. And as long as he's having a good time, I'm guessing you were having a good time. Congratulations to him for jumping on the mic for the first time. Juana Karash, she was out there kind of becoming part of the core team to start running some tournaments as well and doing registrations. Michael Mann, big contributor to the weekend at the Rogue X. Craig and Ashley Irvin, of course, out there big time, and they had themselves quite a weekend as well. TJ and Darren from Visit MelFORD, of course, appreciate those guys, and SOC, Southern Oregon Cornhole, always a big time with the opening bash, and I think the Fat Kid food truck was out there as well. So thanks to everybody that was part of the crew in making it happen.
Fat Kid food truck.
Fat Kid food truck.
Everybody's got to love that name, right?
Right after my own heart problems. Stovations, of course. Stovations Cornhole is part of the first ever ACO Winter Circle. Appreciate you guys as well. And all of it really under the loving embrace of Visit MelFORD and TJ and Darren. Just could not be better hosts. We really can't thank you guys enough. And looking forward to continuing to expose more players to the area in hopes of working their way toward the World Championships. I'm hoping maybe they'll double the size of the Rogue X by then, because it's going to be a monster, no pun intended, by the time we get out there. It's going to be big fun. Let's talk a little bit about results, and you're going to see why we were talking about why it was such a big weekend for some particular players. Women's singles, the aforementioned Kim Jackson, like I said, what a week for her. She takes women's singles over Ashley Irvin, who you saw, I believe, taking a quick snooze-a-rooney there, and Juana Karash in third place. Senior singles, Scott Swenson, congratulations to you. Wade Morgan and Mick Hoaksang, second and third in seniors. Junior singles, Braden Connolly. This is an interesting one. Over Karsten Morris. You're going to hear that name coming up again with a C and a K. Grady Neville in third in juniors. Ashley and Craig Irvin took co-ed doubles, nicely done, over Kim and Chad. Elite Bags in the Bagmaster quads take down Haggard Bags. Wes and his crew showed up in force, but Elite Bags took down the Bagmaster quads. Big blind draw was Cody Hines and Craig Irvin. World doubles, Tier 2, Cecil Hicks and Tim Barry. Tier 3, Jenny LaBelle and Michael Mann. Congratulations. Tier 4, Justin Davidson and Ruth Myers. Or Ryan Myers. Ruth.
That's all right.
Ryan Myers. Tier 5, Ethan Lilby and Reagan Barbosa. I like that. That's a cool name. I dig it. But in world doubles, And there's some great teams in here. Steve Smith and Mick Hoaxang, Jack Harcrow, Hollywood Page, Will and Ryan Travis, Brett Connolly, Kevin Chow, Hunter McCullough, and Craig Irvin, Derek Tanitas, and David Riley. But it was Karsten Morris with a C and Karsten Morris with a K, father-son team. Karsten the elder with a C, Karsten the younger with a K. But Chad and Kim Jackson were too much, taking home the doubles trophies, which you might see coming up in Chad and Kim's excellent cornhole adventure. In singles play, it was Juan Morales, Tier 2, Chris Zoling in Tier 3 takes it down, Alex Gable in Tier 4, and Justin Davidson in Tier 5. Jack Harcrow ties for 7th with Carl Austin. Hunter McCullough tied for 5th with Craig Irvin. Cecil Hicks in 4th, Scott Swenson in 3rd. I believe Scott was one of the early we're checking out the promo. Wasn't that, Scott?
All right,
we checked out the
yep,
promo for the taco, so glad to have you on board. And Mick Hoaxang and Karsten Morris battled. Karsten comes out on top and takes the top prize for singles in Medford. I do not believe we had any first-time purple jerseys in this one. If I'm looking, no, Margaret sends me that. Everybody in that field has themselves a purple jersey already. So good on you. Nicely done. And what a great weekend. I mean, like I said, you got to what was it, the pie place that we love, where they had such great pies. I saw the Irvins post a
I
picture.
didn't get to go with you.
Is it Becky's? I think it's Becky's.
Becky's
Pies.
is a spot.
And that was coming down from Crater Lake. I saw those guys stand in front of 9-foot snow drifts. I sent one from here in the Costco parking lot. Wasn't nearly as pretty. It was gross. Your guys was beautiful. Medford stepped up big time. Harcrow, I know he was early on, like, said, I'm going to become a believer. And I know he went out and checked it out. I'd be curious to hear what those of you who went out to Medford for the first time, what you've thought of it. And there's so much to explore out there. But
really is.
Nobody explores a city when they go to it more than Chad and Kim. And I get this will speak for itself. Here's your proof.
Well, it's about their adventures, right?
Yeah, here's
they
your
got
proof.
good adventures.
This week on Chad and Kim's Cornhole Adventures, we're headed back to one of our favorites, Medford, Oregon. If you haven't made the trip out to Oregon yet, what are you waiting for? You are missing out. This trip, we stayed at the Compass by Margaritaville, and I'm telling you, if you are coming out for Worlds in 2027, this is the place to stay. Besides the fact that the hotel is gorgeous, we stayed in a king room, but they also have a family suite that has bunk beds that would be perfect for anybody traveling with their family for Worlds. The hotel is jam-packed full of amenities, including a gorgeous outdoor heated pool. They also have the 5 o'clock somewhere bar and grill that's a great place to grab a drink or a bite to eat. Did I mention they have a ton of cornhole boards that we were able to throw a little in our downtime? Right next door to the hotel is a Topgolf style driving range and also a super awesome little 9-hole golf course. They just added gaming as well on the resort, which will be built up even bigger by the time Worlds comes in 2027. After a jam-packed, fun-filled day at the resort, we headed over to the Rogue X to participate in the Pro-Am tournament, which was so fun. Chad got to play with the fire chief, and I got to play with the mayor of Medford. Forgot to mention that Compass by Margaritaville includes a hot buffet-style breakfast with every stay. We had 2 great days full of cornhole. Chad and I ended up winning doubles, and also I won women's. It's always a pleasure to play at the Rogue X because it's such an awesome facility. As always, we have to thank our sponsors because none of this would be possible without them. Also, we'd like to give a shout out to Southern Oregon Sports Commission and Travel Medford for all their hospitality. And stay tuned to see what happens next on Chad and Kim's Cornhole Adventures.
Oh, Finn, tell me, how good is Medford? You know what? There's one thing that makes Medford tick, and that's Tracy.
Right?
TJ, I'm just telling you, man.
I know, right?
It's not you. It's not Darren. It's not anybody else in that city. It's Tracy.
Tracy Holmes.
Tracy Holmes makes it tick.
She plays a wicked game of shuffleboard. I know that. But she threw the mention out there, as did Kim and Chad, and we have Travel Medford and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission. Just banger work, awesome stuff. And if that didn't show you a real nice, and I mean that's 1% of what you will discover when you get there. But I love those tips, and I learned some things in there that I didn't know from Chad and Kim. So we appreciate you, Kim and Chad, for putting that. And I appreciate more than anything the very first shot of him falling back in the bed. That cuts
how
to him
beautiful
falling
is
in the
that,
pool
man?
in all of his clothes. I'm sure that pool had to be heated, but good stuff. So thank you guys very much. We appreciate that video, and thanks to everybody out in Southern Oregon. Good stuff. We did get our Knoxville survey winner, and congratulations, Adam Price. And thank you, Adam Price from Tennessee, for filling out your survey. We appreciate you. No matter how many times we go to a city, we always send out the surveys, because no matter our host city, they like to see what kind of feedback we have for them and to show them what kind of impact it means to the city when we come to town. So again, congratulations, and thank you, Adam Price. We talked about the Irvins, and I saw Ashley put up there, you got to sleep when you can. And she absolutely took advantage of it. I also saw the picture of them holding all their hardwood. And I said, I see a nice patio walkway being built at the back of their house. Put those in concrete and cement them in and seal them. I think that would be nice. But they had themselves quite a weekend as well. As a matter of fact, I don't even think she knows, but she is the focus. Well, I'll let him tell you. That's what we pay him for. Rich?
Thanks, Finn and Frank. Welcome to this segment brought to you by Whole Nation. I'm your host, Rich Pyle. I'm going to show you a cornhole shot from a recent tournament. A pivotal shot. A game-changing shot. A shot you don't get to see every day. Check out this Shot of the Week. This week's Shot of the Week comes to us from the Knoxville Major, where Lisa Hill and Brandon Lacewell face off against Ashley and Craig Irvin. There's a lot on the line in this match because the winner goes on to the championship round, and the score is 18-18. Ashley and Brandon keep replacing bags until Ashley drops one low on the board, and there's no question that Brandon will go for the airmail drag for the win. But his bag bounces hard, pushing one in the hole and the other off the board. And now it's Ashley's turn. Either throw the airmail or go for the win, but that's an awful long push. You know what comes next. It's the Crashly Power Push! Great shot, Ashley. Thanks for watching this week's Shot of the Week. Now let's turn it back over to the Taco Show with Frank and Finn at the ACO World Headquarters. Frank, Finn?
I'll tell you what.
Dude, that was so solid.
What a great shot.
What a great shot.
And his setup of what she could have done, should have done, would have done, whatever, that was not a shoulda, woulda, coulda. It was a should, would, did. Nicely done, Ashley. And that was a battle. What was it, 18s against one another at the time? So, and I see the comment, need to start calling out foot fouls. You can. If you're playing against somebody who's foot fouling, you can call for an official to come over and talk about it. You can do that. I'm not doing it as the announcer. I'm not going to do it. It's up to you. You're the one playing, so do it. Roomba. Again, Jeremy. Last week, that was in the Shot of the Week. There was a big run through collect, and I had never heard it referred to as a Roomba, and I think Rich might have coined that phrase for gathering everything up, but I'm going to steal it and pretend I made it up. So thanks, Rich. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, Tracy, for putting together the Shot of the Week as well. Good stuff. Coming up, we're going to wrap on what we got coming up, and that would be first, again, to thank everybody at the Rogue X and everybody who was a big part of this past weekend. But looking ahead, not this weekend, but the following weekend, because there's this whole this weekend, next weekend thing. Is it this weekend? Is it next? Is the next weekend this weekend? We've talked about this before. Makes me nuts. Not this weekend, the following weekend. The carpet capital of the universe, Valentine's Day weekend. Nothing says Valentine's Day like a nice shag carpet or maybe a lovely Berber. Dalton, Georgia. The following weekend, the 21st and 22nd, Clarksville Major, as we mentioned, sold out. If you're looking at something like Dalton, might be a good alternate for you. So get those tickets. Get them now. Don't risk the sellout again.
If you're coming to either of those, we're still working on a welcome bash for Dalton. Okay. Last year, remember we were at the bar?
Yeah, cool outdoor spot there.
Yeah, very cool outdoor. We'll tell you more details on that here shortly. But Clarksville. We're working with the Varsity Pin, CBC. We're putting together a nice little welcome bash at the
Is that the
Varsity
duck pin bowling place?
That's the duck pin bowling place. So we'll get you full details next week on the taco. So that's coming around the corner. But I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's all right. Can I
those,
just also suggest, I don't know
were,
if you know what duck pin bowling is. It's where the pins are on the strings and you knock them down and they go up and then they come back down and reset. There's only, I don't know how many pins there are. There aren't 10. But the bottom line is never play duck pin bowling with William Howell because he thinks you have to hit them on a fly.
Blow them up.
Oh, my God. It's unbelievable. There's flames shooting off of the ball. The ball's only that big. You don't have to hit him on the fly. Boom. You don't. He's
somewhere in Greece or something.
He's hours ahead of us right now. It's not like he's thinking about duck pin bowling, but I'm just suggesting if you do go play, don't do it. Yeah, Jeremy, I caught on that. I loved it. After that, Tulsa on the 7th and 8th, a great way to get a preview of some of the things you might want to do when you go back for the Worlds. The venue for the major, not the same venue as it is for the Worlds, but you have an opportunity to go kind of scout around and see different stuff you might want to further explore when you go back for the Worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing. And I think you just hit on it, Finn, too, is the venue that we're at is an amazing venue,
yeah,
but it's not the venue the Worlds is going to be at. So we just want to make sure that everybody understands the Worlds is going to be downtown at the Cox Center. For this event, we're a little bit out, maybe 5 miles outside the city.
Yeah, which is nice. Again, exploration, what it's all about, is really, really, really what it's all about. At that same weekend, while, like I said, you're locking down the States, we're going to be locking down the UK, and that's the Tamworth just outside of Birmingham.
Birmingham. Hey, I got it. I'm just going back to Birmingham.
Try Tamworth.
Tamworth.
Okay, you got that one.
I got that one. You just tell me that. I just can't get this Birmingham thing down. I'm just used to Birmingham, Alabama. See, I love Alabama so much.
That's what it is.
I just keep saying Birmingham.
I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. Anyway, we'll be rocking the ACO Europe Major as well. And then added to the schedule recently, and you see it highlighted. You may see it highlighted there. I don't know if in the save the date it's still there highlighted, but on March 14 and 15, Mishawaka, just about 15 minutes from South Bend, so up to our northern
brand
players.
New facility up there.
This is the field house, right?
They've got. We're going to be on the football field, AstroTurf, absolutely amazing, and it truly is only like 6 months opened. I mean, it's brand new.
Yeah, it still has that new field house smell.
Well, yeah. No, it's awesome though.
And then off to Bentonville, Arkansas, and you know what that means. I don't even have to go any further.
You know what that means?
What?
Cookbook.
Yeah. Well, we'll bring out the cookbook and see if we can get somebody to make a few of the recipes out of there, because Walmart, actually you can pre-order it via the Walmart digital site. And again, all that's at facebook.com. Watch for the changes and the splits in the two Facebook pages. The ACO Season 20 players page is coming. We'll put something out for you in an e-blast so that you know where to go looking for it for your roll calls and all the other business of the day. So know that that's coming. And thank you guys for carving out part of your Taco Tuesday here in the Built MelFORD Tough edition of the taco.
You've been holding that back.
I've been throwing it out there a bunch. Just nobody's biting like I am. Anyway, bottom line is I'm Finn the Loudmouth for the ACO, giving you your Taco Tuesday back. Cheers to you, Randall. Godspeed on the ankle or on the foot there, brother. And I will leave it in the capable hands of Frank. Here's the Cornhole Dude, who constantly reminds you.
MelFORD, Oregon. Keep on pitching.
Dare you let go, let go, let go, let go. Feel how the planets become one. We take a drum to dance and rhythm. Hear the whistle, kick the ball. The entire world soars like an eagle, and we always play like we dance. Only today, there's no tomorrow. Leave all behind in this place. There's no space for fear or sorrow. Is it true that you want it? Then act like you mean it. With everyone watch its truth or dare, can you feel it? La 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 la. I dare you.
一切的东西，其实归根结底，我觉得我们在一起的目的就是为了开心，为了玩。
American Cornhole Organization. Yeah, it's a real thing since 2005. Find out how to play, where to play, and compete nationwide. Scan now to join the ACO family at AmericanCornhole.com. The ACO. We are Cornhole.